Officials in Martha's Vineyard are working to find housing for the dozens of migrants flown to the island from Texas. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis took credit for chartering the flights. Democrats have blasted the move, saying this is another example of a Republican lawmaker using people as political pawns.
Joining us now is Nikki McCann Ramirez. She is a news and politics reporter for Rolling Stone magazine, and she is the author of a new article that explores whether the controversial tactic could be a violation of federal law. Nikki, welcome. Thank you so much for being with us. You know, fantastic article, really delving into some of the details here that people are still trying to figure out. Governor DeSantis approved these flights under a $12 million state taxpayer-funded program. But those are, you know, taxpayers from Florida, not Texas, where the flights originated. So how does that square, first of all, under tax law?
Absolutely. So first of all, thank you for having me on. And like you said, we do know that DeSantis allocated about $12 million of Florida's taxpayer funding for the removal of migrants from Florida. These migrants came from Texas. It's unclear how they were able to charter that flight, what process they followed to make sure they were abiding by tax laws. And it's absolutely worth investigating if the money behind these flights is being misused. However, I spent a lot of time yesterday speaking to experts about this issue, about this event, and many of the people I spoke to were far more concerned with the potential violations of migrants' rights, and at this moment ensuring that each person who's been moved to a location they didn't expect to be in is getting the representation and due process they deserve.
Nikki, this has been an awfully long journey so far. As you know, they were flown from Texas to Martha's Vineyard on Wednesday, and then they were taken, they thought some of them were going to be going to Boston. Right now, we have some video we want to show you because look at these buses right here. They're actually boarding these buses and they're going to Cape Cod. So we have gone from Texas to Martha's Vineyard. Now they're over on Cape Cod. And I think one of the most alarming things that you wrote about in the article is that they were lured into boarding these flights with false promises of job opportunities and expedited papers. What federal laws does this potentially violate?
Absolutely. And I think it's very important to point out here, particularly since the migrants are being moved, that Martha's Vineyard is not a place that has robust immigration resources. Experts I spoke to indicated to me that if people were told that they were going to Boston, and I think we're hearing reports that some of them were told they were going to New York, those are places they may have wanted to go to. Those are places with a robust immigrant community, with existing immigration resources. Now, many of them are risking missing court dates, missing mandated check-ins, having their case potentially in jeopardy, their asylum cases potentially jeopardized. So I think that in itself is a potential due process violation. The other thing to remember here is that state governments do not have the authority to transport migrants in the way immigration agencies and the federal government do. If a migrant is not in custody, they need to give consent in order to be transported. So what these migrants are alleging, that they were misled about job opportunities, about expedited paperwork, about being taken to cities like Boston or New York, that could potentially be a violation of that consent. I think we're also hearing reports that these migrants weren't provided with translators. So even if they were given information indicating that they were going to Martha's Vineyard, they may have possibly not been able to understand that information or fully comprehend that they weren't just being taken to somewhere in Massachusetts. They were being taken somewhere that did not have the appropriate resources for them. So that is a very direct form of manipulation if proven true, and it could constitute something like fraud or even kidnapping, depending on the circumstances.
And again, we're just watching this video unfold, Nikki, as you explain more about your article, that here are the migrants. They are now on Cape Cod. Buses have just arrived here, and they have been transported yet once again since the time their journey began on Wednesday. Nikki McCann Ramirez, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.